College students are often expected to read and recall substantial amounts of academic material on a regular basis. The challenge is to stay engaged in the content while reading for extended periods of time. Do you ever feel as though your eyes are moving across the page, but your mind is elsewhere? You may find that you've reached the bottom of the page, but you don't recall what you've read. The result is often a feeling of frustration when you realize you need to reread the text. This is because it is a different experience reading a book for pleasure compared to reading textbooks or other forms of media. Fortunately, annotation is a very useful tool that can help you learn how to remain actively engaged with what you're reading. Before you jump into taking notes, it's best to preview the text. Scan the text and look for titles and subheadings, which give you an idea of how the information is organized. Skim each section quickly to get an idea of what you can expect. Then look at the end of the reading to see if key terms and definitions have been included. This is information you'll want to know before you start the annotation process. You can also look for a list of questions at the end of the reading. What do they want you to know? That's what you should highlight or annotate. The process of taking notes will force you to stay engaged in the content through active observation. The other wonderful benefit is that you can always go back at a later date to review what you've read when you use annotated notes. Annotation also helps you make connections between the text, your life, and the world around you. When you pay attention to the use of elements and techniques that the writer has used to create the message, this also helps you remember and retain what you've read. Let's discuss some strategies for annotating a text. As we discuss them, keep in mind that you can make your annotated notes in the margins of the text or in a separate notebook if you prefer or if you cannot write in the text you're reading from. You can also use different colored highlighters or sticky notes to help organize your thoughts. The first strategy is to summarize paragraphs or pages in essays by writing them in your own words. This will enable you to go back and analyze the structure and also find information from the reading that you can use later for discussion and writing assignments. This also helps to clarify your understanding because analyzing the text is difficult if you don't understand what it says. In the second strategy, when we say to annotate key quotations in this context, we mean main ideas and significant supporting points. They may not have quotation marks around them, but these main points are important and, therefore, become key quotations from the text for you to remember. As you read through the passage, use this third strategy to identify places where you get lost or don't understand the concepts. Mark those places with a question mark and make a note about what you can do to figure out what it means. Do you need to reach out to your instructor or a tutor? Maybe you could find more information in another source. When you come across difficult words that you can't figure out from the context clues around them, use this fourth strategy to note those words and then look them up. Make sure the definition you find makes sense within the context in which you read them. Remember that a word often has more than one meaning. Use these next two strategies to keep yourself engaged. With the fifth strategy, you give some thought to your own questions about the passage. Think about what more you might like to know, and use how or why questions to think more deeply about the text. Note those questions in the margin or on your sticky notes. To continue staying engaged, use this sixth strategy, where the goal is to connect what the author is saying to things from your own life experiences or from other classes you're taking. Write these annotations on a sticky note or in the margin of your text to help you relate better to the content. Finally, pay attention to how the text is organized. Does it have elements of cause and effect or comparison and contrast? Noting these things, once more with sticky notes or margin notes, can help you follow the author's purpose and have an idea of what to expect as you read. Now that you've got some great tips for how to read and take annotated notes, please visit the Academic Center for Excellence webpage to find a video tutorial on note-taking skills and other helpful academic resources. We're here to help you.